Hello, Craig.
Hello. Okay, so since the last time we talked, my car is now in the shop.
Okay.
And turns out, yeah, may have been closer to a draw than I initially thought.
Okay.
Okay, so I hit a deer back in mid-November. And I've been, kind of careful with my car since then because, I had the grill, fairly well mangled. Got an insurance claim. Yeah, I have full coverage, so just gotta wait for an opening to show up at essentially in the network auto repair shop, right?
Right.
Well, that appointment was 2 days ago, Tuesday. Anita took my car down, or my SUV, or whatever, right?
hmm
To the Ford Collision Center because I live in West Virginia and deer are fucking suicidal, right?
Hey, man, brother. I've experienced several of those encounters here in Tennessee, so
Okay,
I understand.
well, thankfully, my deductible is only $500. All right, only. I know $500 is still a lot, but only $500. They quoted Adidas as an estimate of 3,700.
Damn. Damn. I mean, honestly, that checks out, though, but, damn.
Okay, so the grill is obvious.
Yeah.
What's not obvious until you pop the hood is that the radiator took a pretty good hit too, and actually bent it. I don't know how, unless a coof got it or something. But the radiator, thankfully, it's been cold, so if I haven't had any coolant leaks, but right.
Yeah.
So uh, radiator has to get replaced. They also want to replace one of the headlights. Anita couldn't get a reason why, but it's covered. At this point, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably a
oh,
broken bracket inside.
possibly. Or the model of or the year of Ford Explorer I have, it only has one bulb for the headlight or each headlight instead of having like a high beam and low beam. And instead, it has like a moving lens or shutters inside, so that it goes from low beam to high beam. And it could be it is having issue with it. Another possibility, right? But yeah, uh, 3,700, and that's the estimate, right?
Yeah.
And also some cleanup on the in the engine compartment as well, because you know there's a lot of plastic up front, so that all that plastic went right back into the engine compartment.
Yep. Yeah.
But suddenly I feel a lot better about my decision to get it fixed instead of just, I'll put some duct tape on it and be good because, if that radiator isn't sufficient in the summertime, that's bad. That's very bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had been
I
keeping an eye on it, on the coolant levels since, I noticed that there was uh, a gouge in the radiator, for lack of a better term. You know how the
Mhm.
radiator has all the tiny little fins,
Yes.
and I could see like something hit it and went along the surface of it. So there's a or was a rather noticeable like line of just all the fins pushed over. Not sure if it's from the deer, if it's from the grill, if that was a pre-existing addition and it's just getting caught with this.
Yeah. Who knows? Because I
Which
mean,
if it is,
those are
yeah.
pretty fragile because of how thin they are.
Yeah.
So
But I was keeping an eye on coolant levels and had to go digging deep in the settings on the dashboard to find where to enable some of the additional things like the thermostat. because I would just run with the trip counter, trip miles per gallon and time elapsed.
Yeah.
And one of the annoying things about at least the Ford Sync version 2 is that um, you could do that, or you could have, your tachometer uh, and engine coolant temperature, but not both at the same time. Because that is just technology that they did not have in 2015, right?
Right. Yeah, you absolutely cannot show that many things on screen at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That annoys me actually about like my car, its little display, like you don't get
Mm-hmm.
to customize any of it. On Katie's truck, you can customize some stuff in the display. But yeah, it's got some limited weird options like that.
Yeah, like you could show trip one, trip two, and mileage and that sort of thing. Or you can go into a different menu and have like tachometer. Uh, that you could. The annoying one is, okay, there's another, like, a complete, like, separate page of the display options for that in that submenu for the intelligent four-wheel drive. All right, so I drive an all-wheel drive SUV, and I'm not sure when they started doing it, but the all-wheel drive has different modes on it. It has four different ones. Normal, quote unquote, uh, sand, gravel is one mode. Snow is another, and uh, oh, sorry, it's mud and like mud ruts. Like really, muddy, nasty roads.
Right.
Sand, grass, gravel. Very loose terrain, and then there's the like ice, snow, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
And each one impacts like the how the car handles its traction control systems. It actually changes the acceleration curve quite a bit, and which is neat. But I don't need an entire menu when there's a dial like right down by the gear gauge that shows me, one, what mode I'm in, and also I have to reach down there to change it anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it makes no sense to have it on the dash as well, because it's literally just changing one word on that. It's not like showing me what it's doing.
Yeah. I discovered some neat features about actually uh our truck, because Katie got stuck the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Um forget exactly what she was doing. She called me and she's like, I'm out here at such and such road. I slid off because it was raining and it's like a gravelly road, and she admitted she wasn't paying the best of attention. She slid off the road, she got stuck. She's like, I don't want to make it worse. I tried to get out, I can't get out. Can you come help me? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Let me, like, I just left work early for the day. I didn't have any clients left. I was nearly done anyways. So, like, I get to where she's at, and I'm like, I mean, what it was is she had just like slid partially
Mm-hmm.
into a ditch, and so the truck was lopsided, and she had one wheel on the pavement, or not on the pavement, but on the gravel road still, and one side was in like the mud, and it's a front wheel drive truck. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this, because like I don't like, this truck does not have like diff locks. It's got some like simple like off road settings and like traction control things. But I got to looking, like I got in it, and I tried a couple things, and I got to looking, like, and it has got a couple of adaptive, like it's got electronic diff locks, which are not as good as like legit locking diffs, but apparently because it's got like two fucking motors, it can like independently like control the wheels and like monitor them, and you know like it's way fancier than I thought it would be. And so like I had it, adjust the power and turn the electronic diff locks on, and it took me a minute, but I got it out. with no additional help or anything. I was
Mm-hmm.
pretty impressed actually. Like I thought I was gonna have to go get um go get like some rope or a chain and pull it back out, which I was pretty confident I could do with my hatchback, but just
Mm-hmm.
like but I it pulled itself out. She was like, "How'd you do that?" And I was like, "Well, you push this button here, and then it goes in this sub
Mm-hmm.
menu, and you can activate like it's like buried in like the tow features menu,
Yeah.
but it's got like
Mine just
uh,
has a button for tow mode.
well, so mine has got there's a button that you can push that cycles through various different
Mm.
modes. There's like normal driving, eco driving,
Yeah, it looks like.
all electric.
Yeah, sorry, I was wanting to say this while I was thinking about it. Looks like the uh, intelligent four-wheel drive. It also the different modes change the bias of how much each wheel is getting,
Yeah.
or each axle. So in normal mode, it behaves more like a rear-wheel drive car,
hmm
which makes sense. Anyway, you were saying your tow button.
No, yeah, and like once you go into tow, well, like in the tow mode, you can then tell it what type of terrain you're towing something
Mm-hmm.
over, and that's where the electronic diff lock feature is. And then you can turn it on, and then it gives you a couple different options. And it's like, what power mode do you want to use? And you put it in adaptive power mode, and then like it pops up on the screen like a little like diagram that shows you like which wheel is getting what type of power.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you ease into it, it can like figure out like, oh, this wheel's spinning and this wheel's not. Let's, you know, send more power to this wheel with this motor or whatever. Like I like it's a very like fancy system. There never in a million years will I be able to work on this portion of this truck. I will always
Mm-hmm.
have to take it somewhere because
Yeah.
it's got fucking 3 engines. It has like a normal car engine. It has got an electric motor, and then it has got an APU
Mm-hmm.
that is more fuel efficient than the normal car engine. So if you're in quote unquote all electric mode and you still need to like top up the batteries a little bit, you can like it'll switch on the APU instead of the engine to charge the battery without running the main engine. And then it's got like this weird complicated, what's it called? A helical gear CVT, which a CVT is already like a complicated transmission. Like for you, I don't know if you know or not. For anyone who's listening to this as Franken content, a CVT stands for, I believe it's constant variable transmission. And like in a normal CVT, air quotes normal, there's like a steel band between essentially uh two cones, and based on the position in which the cones slide back and forth on, you have infinite gear ratios within a certain range, as opposed to a specific gear ratio for first, second, third, fourth, how many gears your cars have. And so there's no shifting. You're always in like a very smooth power band and getting the maximum amount of power and torque you can for what you're trying to do in the moment. And that's really cool. And they're still like more complex than like a normal transmission based on what has been explained to me when I've asked questions about this thing. But Ford makes it even more complicated so that it can do this like quote unquote fancy um application of power to different wheels and from different engines based on different whatever. And so like I don't even know how to explain it, but I mean it's like a weird mixed mesh transmission. And like driving, no way to tell when it, so far it has worked perfectly and smoothly, but if anything ever goes wrong with it, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to work on it. I'm going to have to take it somewhere. Granted, I can't work on an automatic transmission. I can work on a manual transmission, but I am not like, it's above my pay grade to work on an automatic transmission. So already like I have to take both of my cars, which are automatic transmissions, to dealerships if something's wrong with them. Although typically if your transmission goes, like that means your car's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Transmissions are so expensive to replace. But
Well, I should tell my coworker that one because he's been trying to replace the transmission in his car for like 3 months now. He has it.
yeah,
It just needs somebody to help him with it.
yeah. I mean, a transmission replacement for either of my Ford Focuses is it's like $2,500 for the transmission, and if you pay somebody and install it, it's like another $1,500 in labor. Like that's more than twice the value of my car. Like, I've talked about this before. Like in more recent years, that metric of like how much is it going to cost to
Hmm.
fix something versus the value of your car has gotten a lot more dubious. But it's like, you could get either a really good down payment or like an okay used car for $4,500. Like even in this market, like so at that point you've got to decide if it's worth it to you. If you're just like pulling off an old transmission and putting a new one on, I could do that. I can do that. There would be a lot of swearing involved. Like I've never done it, but I do have the skill set and the tools to replace a transmission. But like it would take a while and there would be a lot of swearing and I wouldn't be happy about it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't really have any good stories to tell, I don't
Hmm.
think. Not since we met last time. I mean, I had a crazy pretty stressed out weekend. I had a client who was like very suicidal, but like
Hmm.
number one, I can't really talk about that in detail. And number two, it's not a very good story. It's just like this was a client that I'm a little bit closer to in terms of like I like all of my clients. There's a certain amount of love in my heart for all of my clients, but some of them, because of their stories, they touch me a little more deeply than other people.
Hmm.
And like this was one that was like really close to my heart. So like I was like pretty anxious over the weekend, but she's fine. That she made it through the weekend. It's all good, So that's. But we had our office Christmas party / lunch today. That was nice. We went to a place called Crawdaddy's.
Hmm. Well, that sounds
Um,
fun.
I mean, it was a very good restaurant, but like you think like the name that it's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like this hole in the wall restaurant with like the best seafood you've ever had, but it was like a really nice seafood place. I The food was amazing. It was great. I had we got a whole bunch of appetizers that we shared. We had fried calamari, a couple of shrimp cocktails, fried scallops, uh, stuffed mushrooms. They had this like bread and cheese tray that had like goat cheese and like fancy cheeses on it and different types of bread. It was good. They got all of that was really good. And then for my meal, I got catfish. And it was like in a spicy Creole sauce, deep fried catfish, like smothered in like a spicy Creole sauce with a baked potato and asparagus. Wow,
Oh, that
delicious.
sounds good.
It was
Yeah,
extremely good.
yeah. We're having a potluck Saturday. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for that. Which, I'm off tomorrow and Saturday, so it's a lot easier this time around than panicking and trying to get something done, right?
Yeah, but and they don't, it was all paid for by the company. They tell people like get
Hmm.
appetizers, get desserts, get drinks, just don't go crazy, don't cause any
Hmm.
problems, don't get arrested, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't drink anymore. I have like a champagne toast at New Year and
Hmm.
every once in a while, like a hard cider. But, I haven't drank in forever, like drank. So, but yeah, I don't have any stories. It's almost Christmas.
Yep.
Christmas. I'm looking forward to Christmas
Okay.
being
Well,
over.
yeah. Since you had something heavy, how about I give you something lighter? I
Okay,
found a YouTube channel recently,
go on.
and do you want me to spoil what it is, or just send you a link and be done
Uh,
with it? What this guy does? It's
send me,
music.
yeah, send me a link.
All right. Although the title of it's probably going to give it away anyway, but and let me know when you load it up because It's rather epic.
Okay. All right. I loaded it up and I hit pause.
All right. And 3, 2, 1, start.
I like where this is going already. Yep, that's good. The title of the YouTube video for the listener
Yeah.
is Britney Spears, Baby One More Time, in the style of Ozzy Osbourne.
And it's exactly that.
It is.
I guess you're going to have to put this in whatever Franken content, huh?
Yep.
Uh, he is unspeakably talented. He is basically a vocal mimic
Yeah.
and can do several very popular singers.
Yeah.
And he also, has a little bit of an act going on with, put on the Aussie glasses, right?
Yeah.
But it's the song "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time," and it sounds, if you close your eyes, like Ozzy is singing it.
Yep.
This is the video that I found him from. Uh, it has his most popular one, or some of his more popular ones, is also a song in between 20 and 40 styles. Like Eminem's Rap God, performed in 40 different styles.
Damn.
Different rappers, different groups, different just musical genres. We could always conjure Biff because he does Taylor Swift. uh, let's see. Pokemon theme song in 20 styles of the late 90s. But then he also does full songs in a single style. So yeah, Britney Spears and Ozzy Osbourne. Bad Guy in the style of Breaking Benjamin. Let's see. Either the Sandman in the style of David Bowie.
Oh.
Right? Definitely a fun channel to check out. It's called 10-second songs. While, Ozzy's just belting the background for us, right?
Yeah.
You poking through his videos now?
Yeah, I'm looking at his channel. There's a guy I found that does something kinda. I mean, it's not quite like this. His name is Alex Melton, and he does, really popular songs in the styles of other artists.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I heard of his that like hooked me in was what did he call it? Because it was like a country version of a pop song.
Mm-hmm.
Or not a pop song, but like a pop rock, like punk, or not, yeah, punk, or a punk rock song.
Well,
Okay, so
seeing
he called it "I Write Sins, Not Tractors," and it's like a country cover of "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies," and I was like, "What the hell is this?" But it's amazing, like it works, like it hits, And then I just kind of went down this rabbit hole on his YouTube channel a few weeks ago.
Yeah, let's see. Gangster's Paradise in the style of Ozzy Osbourne. Carly B's Wet Ass Pussy in the style of Slipknot.
Hell yeah, dog.
Right. Last Christmas in the style of Rammstein.
Rammstein.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he also translates it to German because, of course, he does, right?
I mean, that is the only way to do it properly.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I guess Chop Suey would be a good quick one. It's less than 5 minutes for the 20-second one. Or the 20 styles one. Because the whiplash for some of them.
Yeah.
And then we can start talking show stuff. Because I imagine there's not going to be a lot to talk about on the Game Awards. Okay. System of a Down Chop Suey. Let me know.
Load and pause. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully you know the original song at least, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hard transition.
Right into Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Beach Boys, but he makes it work.
Meatloaf, Bee
Yeah.
Gees. Oh, Wu-Tang Clan. I'm not a
Right?
Wu-Tang guy. I mean, they're fine, but
But
oh,
damn right.
Spice Girls. That's
You
good.
okay?
That's good. I like that. Ooh, Pentatonics. Nice. I love George Michael.
But he really just sells just the transitions too, you know?
Yeah.
Because he could have just done hard cuts and been that, but put uh some video talent into it as well,
Yeah.
into some EDM shit.
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
Mongolian throat singing.
I don't like Mongolian throat singing. Like, always makes me tingle, but in a bad way. Like, I don't know. Like, it just like doesn't jive with me.
Oh, don't worry, it only lasts for a moment. Then it's on to some screaming, right?
Yeah. Aretha Franklin. Nice.
Oh, right.
Yep.
He's on to the Rat Pack.
That's good.
So impressed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Ooh,
does a
I'm
Patreon
scrolling through the
poll.
bottom. Like, I'm not going ahead, but I see My
Yeah,
Chemical Romance down there coming up.
and of course, there's only one song for My Chemical Romance, right?
Yeah. The only one.
Right.
They only ever wrote one song. Carried
I
their
mean,
entire career.
if radio is anything to believe, that's pretty much every single artist is like at maximum 3 songs.
Yeah.
That's kind of a frustrating thing. Listen to the radio driving now. It's like, okay, it's time for Ozzy. It's one of like 3, maybe 4 songs.
Yep. Nice. That was good. I like that.
You're going to be checking him out later, huh?
Yeah.
I had to share that while I was thinking of it, you know?
You don't have to listen to this right now, but I'll give you a link to that guy I was talking about, Alex Melton.
You do
Uh,
realize, okay, Anita doesn't like country music. I might slip this into a playlist on her.
yeah. I like it genuinely like slaps. Like I don't like country, but like I was like, huh, interesting. He's got other stuff that he does, but he has a whole playlist where he has punk songs that he does in the style of country, like different types of country music, and then country songs that he does in different styles of punk rock. Like, I think country and punk are basically the same genre, and one of them is for rednecks, and the other one is
Mhm.
for, you know, non-redneck angsty teens. They everyone, and maybe he just cherry picks the best one. That also could be possible, but
Mhm.
every single one of those he does is really good. But yeah,
And
let's huh
and one more that we could just you could have.
have for later. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I'll come back to that later. But yeah, so show stuff. I mean, pretty straightforward. I think we got games we
Mhm.
played. Um, and then you pulled up something for the Game Awards, right?
Yeah, I have their official site.
I don't want to give me a link so I can put it
Yeah,
in.
hang on. Let me. I'm gonna have to go all the way to the bottom, and then we're just gonna have to hit previous because the Game Awards main site, it starts with Game of the Year because of course it does.
Yeah,
Or sorry, no. The bottom would be view would be Player's Choice, which is the one non-committing one. Which okay, right?
yeah.
But then we'd have to go through all the esports shit because right,
Well, we can skip past that pretty easy.
yeah.
We're not esports people.
I mean, it's always the same teams. That's the thing, or at least 2 or 3 of the ones are like the same teams that show up every year.
Yeah.
Although I
Very.
feel fucking old that content creator of the year. I don't know any of these people.
I wonder if I'll know any of them. I doubt it, unless it's someone that my kid also watches.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I see those.
And then cringe, right?
Yep, usually.
All right, scroll all the way down.
Scrolling.
Yeah, this is your game has been on my wish list for a while.
Colony ship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be intrigued by this one.
It's good. It's hard in a post Baldur's Gate 3 world. It's hard because even though this game, I mean, I won't say too much to not like get into podcast talk, but like even though this game like genuinely probably shouldn't be compared to
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate because they're
It's
fairly
tough not to.
it's tough not to because they're very different takes on a lot of the different tabletop RPG mechanics. And so there were times where I'm like, man, it doesn't have this like Baldur's Gate does, and I have to be like, nope, different kind of game, Jared, and also like it's a different like level because this is like a really like I think it's like a pair of developers or like a trio versus Baldur's Gate. Larian Studios. I mean, Larian Studios is not like gigantic, but they are an established RPG making studio that has got several big games like this under their belt. So,
yes, I'm editorializing a little bit because I didn't really care for the PC gaming headline, and I'm not above a little bit of wordplay. What?
you are a wordsmith.
Okay, let me close that. Close. Sorry, I just saw something on r/not the onions. I was closing tabs. Do you want to know?
Sure.
Trump team affirms he's the leader of the GOP amid President Musk barbs.
Oh, I've seen some of that. Yeah, I've seen some stuff on that. I'm slowly dipping my toes back into politics after a pretty hard like tolerance break for a few weeks. I
Oh,
have
don't worry.
seen.
You don't have to worry about politics because the government's shutting down. So.
Yeah, you're right. Do you want to talk about the Pilatro thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I had it on the list. I thought I put it there.
Oh, you did. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm asking. Like, does that mean
Yeah.
you want to talk about it because you put it
Yeah,
there?
because it's kind of brings into the idea of what is the gambling double standard now, right?
Yeah.
And he has a point, right?
Yeah.
Closing things. I may have blue screen there for a moment.
Oh, you're good. How many games do you have played this week?
I only really have enough to talk about one, and it's the Pokemans.
Okay.
Although it's going to be a weird one. It's a mobile game.
One of mine is a mobile game.
Well,
Warcraft.
it's the Pokemon trading card game.
Yeah, you talked about it a smidgen, and you were like, I haven't played it much, so I'm not gonna like do a deep dive yet.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm still on the deep where I can do a deep dive. It's intriguing, but at the same time, I also see some severe balance problems that they seem to be slow to address.
Yeah. There we go. I already pulled up Audacity, and for some reason it had reset or fucked up my audio settings, so I was fixing that real quick.
Okay, I think I'm all set. Just loading up Audacity myself. And some music in the background on the secondary computer because I'm extra like that.
I was gonna say you're cool like that.
Well, I want to. This coming year, I think I'm getting to the point where I need to upgrade my phone.
Yeah.
And I want one with a headphone jack. And it's like, okay, here's a list of the 5 phones that still have them. 3 of them are European exclusives. A little, a bit of overstatement there, but not by much. And oh boy, if I want one with expandable storage, oh boy, right?
Yeah. I'm now curious because I haven't thought about it in a long time.
And I actually use the headphone jack because remember I have a mixer on my desk,
Yeah.
so I could plug directly into it. I mean, technically, I can get a Bluetooth for that, but yeah, right.
Yeah. June 4th. Oh no, here we go. Android Authority from December 7th of this year. So like not even 2 weeks ago. According to them, Sony Xperia 1VI, 1V1,
Mm-hmm.
Asus ROG Phone 8. By the way, Sony Xperia $13.99 MSRP.
Mm-hmm.
The Asus ROG $1,099. Samsung Galaxy 15 5G $200.
Mm-hmm.
Samsung Galaxy A25 5G $299. And the
Mind you, the
Asus,
Galaxy A series is their lower end
yeah,
ones.
yep, those are their. But although I mean their budget phones are still pretty decent. I mean, I guess it depends on what you wanted to do. My kid has got one of
Mm-hmm.
those. It was like a deal Verizon was offering. We were talking about getting him a phone, and they had a deal on them. And I forget which one he has, but it is one of the A phones, and it's been fine to play a couple little games on and for him to use. But I think if you're like a hardcore user, like or someone who takes a lot of photos, because the camera on it kind of sucks. But anyways, Asus
Mm-hmm.
Zenfone 11 Ultra, $899.99. Red Magic 9S Pro, $849. Motorola Moto G Stylus 5G, $399. And last, and whether or not it's least, I don't know, Motorola Moto G Power, $299.99. That's the whole list. It is 8 phones.
Yep.
At least according to AndroidAuthority.com.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so comparing the Samsung Galaxy A25 to my phone. So screen size is within 0.04 inches of, uh, you know, dual SIM. It does have 5G versus 4G. It has a slightly bigger battery, 5,000 versus 4,100 milliamp hours.
Yeah.
But pixel density of the phone screens, 399 pixels per inch versus 522 on my phone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It has less RAM than my phone. It has significantly fewer just random sensors, which doesn't really matter that much, but at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Trying to find like processor speeds. She's not looking good, right?
Yeah. Oh, well. So I was clicking on the learn more about each of these devices.
Uh huh.
Make it 7. The Sony Xperia, not available in the United States.
Mm-hmm. So I might just have to eventually get a Bluetooth to 3.5 millimeter dongle and plug
Yeah.
it into my mixer, which isn't terribly expensive. I'm like $20,
Yeah.
but it's more the principle of the thing at this point.
Yep.
Uh, I'm If I want to go really fancy and not have one that's just a rechargeable that's meant more for like a car to have Bluetooth and the auxiliary port, it's a bit more, but not much. There's
Mm-hmm.
one that's meant for a home stereo that is $22. That is a plug-in, so right.
Mm-hmm.
so I wouldn't be worried about charges or anything. But it's like I said, it's the principle of the thing at this point.
I'm now off on a rabbit trail looking at these Asus phones. Like, I am not in the market for a new phone. I got my phone last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drive this one till the wheels fall off. But
well, mine is 6-7 years old now.
yeah,
Which is it may as well be made of stone in the cell phone market, right?
yeah. But I mean, I do find the idea of a gaming branded phone fascinating. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy one just because of that. I would do as much research on it as I would any other phone I was interested in. But this is like
5.5 years.
Age of your phone.
Yeah, I got mine pretty soon after it released, and it released in March of 2019.
Yeah. Does this mean that this is the ROG Phone 8? Does this mean that there have been 7 of these before? Is this like a long list of gaming phones I know nothing about? It's $1,000. Granted, my phone was more than that. Fucking Samsung Galaxy Note, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got to get on track.
Do we?
Yep. I mean, unless you don't want to record tonight, unless you just want to run this as the episode.
Man, let's actually do something useful for once.
Okay. I think you said earlier you did, but just to double check, do you have Audacity up?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Ready to record in 3, 2, 1, record. And for the sync, 3,
2,
1, sync.
Sync. May have jumped the gun slightly, but
Yeah, I'm pretty close to being at the right mark. But that is A-okay.
don't worry. I'll just cut it out of the middle and be done with it.
Yes, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely ruin the audio. Make my life a nightmare.
Well, I ruined the audio just by talking,
You do not. You're lovely. Mwah.
Bad touch. Besides, Joe's going to get jealous.
I'll blow kisses to him too. Oh my god. Blowing kisses. I fucking blew kisses at the CEO of the company that owns our clinics. Her name is Kathy. She's, I don't know, in her 50s, if I had to guess. And they were handing out like Christmas cards and like little like certificates. Like, it's like, if you've been at the company for this many years, you get this certificate and like a little like badge or a little gift, and she was handing them out and I got one. I don't know why they picked 3 years as a milestone, but this is my 3rd Christmas. And so they gave me one for 3 years. I got like a little pin, like not a writing pin, but like a pin you put in your shirt. That's like really fancy, actually. I don't know if I'll ever wear it, but it's really nice. And, she called my name and, I stood up and she walked over and handed it to me. And then I blew kisses at her. Everyone laughed. It got kind of the reaction I was hoping for. But, I blew kisses at the CEO of the company. So look at me go. Anyways, game face.
Game face. And Joe blew kisses at me today as I was leaving, so there's that too.
Oh, now I've got competition.